Welcome back to another weekly watch list. Today is Saturday, the 1st of February 2025, first day of a new month. By the time you watch this video, it will be at least Sunday because that is when I will be uploading it at the same time every day of 3 p.m. UK time. Now in this video, we are going to break down our weekly bias, the areas that we are looking to trade each one of these pairs that we have on the list. But first of all, we are going to give a recap on last week's price action and our last week's weekly watch list. Now before we get into the content, make sure you follow me here on Twitter at TraderWolf119. Also, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell, turn your notifications on so you are notified of every update that I bring to you. Also, remember, anything that I am sharing here on this video is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only and showing you how I pull money from the market on a daily, weekly basis. That being said, let's start on the recap of last week. First of all, we are starting on the DXY. I was anticipating a bearish seller for the DXY, which obviously a push up here to then sell lower. Now it has done nothing but range. This is quite typical when it is the last week of the month. We can see liquidity building before that monthly close, and traders will be analysing that previous month's price action to then look to take the positions for the coming month. Now, as I say, I was bearish, looking to sell down to these levels, and this would be invalid if we got above this gap that's up here, which you can't see on the 2-hour time frame. But however, if we got above there, I would be then looking for longs. You can see we just consolidated in this range. So that is it for the DXY. Moving on to E-mini futures, the S&P 500. Now this is where we were at the start of last week when I made the watch list. I was anticipating an initial sell-off before pushing higher. Now with the DeepSeek news, we've seen a more aggressive sell-off. I was saying if we held below here, I was looking for lower targets, which of course we did. We did push lower. We didn't quite reach that bearish overall target before seeing a bounce to the upside and continuing on the trend up. So that is it for ES. Now we've got Euro odd, which I was anticipating a sell from down here. And invalidation was going to be hold above this key area to then look for longs. You can see we could not hold above. The first touch that we got rejected. We tried again, rejected. We're trying to push higher. Now this is the giveaway, which is gonna give us a good trade for this week. You can see again, we had that last squeeze up, turtle soup, running these highs, relative equal highs, before seeing a break to the downside. Now, I do expect the market to give us that sell this week, which I'm going to show on this weekly recap when we get onto that. So that is EA. Again, it is just pretty much been sideways above these range highs. However, because what we've seen is accumulation in this range. We've got manipulation. We can see how we're rounding. I expect the market is going to sell off. Now we move on to Euro USD. We're up here. I was expecting a drop to then move higher. Obviously, that has not happened. We are seeing a bearish scenario. My invalidation was simple because we're still in this range. We're at the low of the range now. My invalidation was close, accumulating below this level to then sell further down. So it offered very little opportunity again. Really sideways market. Now I did manage to, I believe down here, I did catch a small long, and round about here I was in longs from here because this was a very strong area of support, and obviously we're now dropping further down. Pound USD, the same. I was wanting to see this volume-based price range retested to buy the market up. Again, we just went sideways due to the last week of the month. The invalidation was close and hold below this critical area to then look for shorts. None of them actually played. NQ, Nasdaq 100, pretty much the same as ES. Correlated, the move basically the same. I was expecting that first sell-off, which we got, but like I say, with the DeepSeek news, we've seen a more aggressive sell-off. However, it did reach, you can see, I was expecting if we closed below here to sell off to the previous month low. And what happened? Aggressive sell-off, closing below. You can see on the lower time frame, it was given bearish displacement, and we sold off right to that area, giving us at the bottom SMT with ES, which you can see that did not come as low, which was a bullish indicator for the market to reverse, and we were able to capitalize on this push up. Next up, we have USD JPY. This is where we were. I was anticipating one more push up and a sell off. We've seen that sell off, obviously without there was no more liquidity grabs from here. I did take shorts on here and I was out around here. I left some positions in and break even for the final target. We can see again, with it being the last week of the month, it was a lot slower market. So I'm expecting better price movement this coming week. Gold played to perfection. This is where we were. I was waiting for the sell-off either to this area to take a long, or running this low to then go higher, which we ran the low. I did take the move around here on gold, and I got out, I believe, in one of these two candles, because obviously we could have easily reversed. However, the bias was bullish, and you can see this was our target, and that is exactly where we reached. So like I said, for the last week, gold was it was the most high probability setups that we'd seen. Now let's move on to this week's weekly watch list. We're on the 2-hour time frame, and for those of you who are new and don't know, I have analysed this chart from the monthly time frame onto the weekly, daily, 4-hour down to the 2-hour. The reason I just go as low as the 2-hour, because the 1-hour I believe is too low to predict my weekly bias, and the 4-hour is too high. So I've gone for the 2-hour to show what I expect to happen this coming week. Now, as you can see, Nasdaq, it has been continuing this bullish trend to the upside. High time frame, we are also very bullish. I'll just show you on the weekly what I'm meaning. You can see the market is very strong. Fundamentally, it's strong, and price action is showing us how strong it was. So this sell-off that we had, it was in my eyes, it was a liquidation. We had all these clean lows from this upwards move. It flushed out those longs, and obviously we're now seeing that correction. However, we are in this last week's price range. Obviously the market could go either way, but as we are high time frame bullish, my bias is more to the upside. However, we have these multiple swing lows down here. I want to see the market run these lows before then looking for longs. I'm expecting to see a short-term push up around here to then sell off lower, whether we just take previous day low, which is Friday's low, or this low as well, and then we get that market shift to look to take price higher. Invalidation is simple. Because we could come as deep as running this low and we could get a bounce, I will then also be looking for longs. However, if we see a high time frame candle close, a 4-hour, we're seeing bearish displacement on the 15-minute, the 1-hour time frame below these lows, I will then be looking to short, aiming for previous month low and this key level at around 26.94. So that is my bias for NQ for this coming week. ES is basically the same. The both, you can see on the charts, they look exactly the same. I will be looking at SMTs at the lows to see where we're going to get that reversal. A short-term push up before a sell-off to then look for buys to the upside. Now I only trade these pairs at equity open from 2:30 UK time. If we get this push up and it shows bearish displacement, I will be taking short-term shorts down to these levels before then looking to take the market up. Same as NQ, if we close below here, we start seeing bearish displacement, I expect price is going to go lower and come into this range that we have here. Once we get into that range, I will not be interested in shorts. So that is it for ES. Move on to the DXY, which, as you know, I do not trade open trades on the DXY, but I am obviously trading pound USD, euro USD, USD JPY, gold. All these have a big factor on how the DXY is moving. We're seeing this bearish sell-off. We have just run this low down here, seeing the push to the upside. I'm expecting a short-term move up, perhaps running this high. I will be then looking for a bearish rejection to then short the DXY. Like I say, I won't actually shorten this pair. I will be long and pound USD, euro USD, and short and USD JPY when I see what I want to see with the DXY. And invalidation is simple. We've got this high up here. We push up here. We hold above shown bearish bullish displacement, which is manipulation down followed by higher highs, not a push up followed by an instant rejection. We could push higher up here, giving us a failed high. It could even run this high, aggressively reject. I will then look to short down and must see bullish displacement in order to long up here. Again, my high time frame is bearish, so it does not make sense to be bullish on the DXY for me as of yet. Pound USD, which also aligns, I would like to see an initial sell-off to the downside into this volume balanced price range, and then start to show that we are moving up. Some SMT with EU, which is obviously divergence, where perhaps pound USD is putting in higher highs, where euro USD is putting in lower highs. That will give us an indication we could see the market move. We'll get the break of structure. I'll be looking to take the market up to this key level at around 1.2600 for pound USD. Invalidation, very simple again. Below here, we hold below given bearish displacement. Not just one candle below, because that could easily be manipulation, because I'm still anticipating this low being ran on. But the reason I've got it here, because there is times that the market does not come all the way to those lows, especially when we've got multiple lows in here. As you can see, this may be enough, perhaps this low here. I'll mark that up. Perhaps this low here may get run on and then we push higher. Euro USD is quite similar. It has been weaker than what pound USD is. I'm expecting an initial flush lower and then looking for those longs. Invalidation is below this box that we have here. And remember, bearish displacement below this level, not a manipulation candle to go higher. That manipulation candle at this level with a strong push up will just be extra confirmation that we're gonna start pushing higher. So that's it for EU. USD JPY. I'm expecting again an initial push up running on some of this internal range liquidity, seeing that flip to then come lower, targeting this key area down here that price has not yet touched. I've been calling short bearishness from up at these top levels here. Those of you who've been following each weekly watch list, you will know that. So an initial push up, invalidation is simple. we get above previous week high, and we hold above, showing bullish displacement, which is what? Holding, I'll just show you on here, we push up, perhaps we accumulate, we manipulate down, followed by an impulse up. Again, this is the pattern that we want to see in order to flip our bias to the upside. Not this. We could obviously push up there, perhaps this, push higher, reject. And once we start accumulating again under this range, that is indication that we are coming lower. So that is it for USD JPY. And gold. Gold is a tricky one because we are so high. I'm not interested in taking longs up here because if you know me as a trader, I look for reversals. I want to get in at the best possible price I can, not after a move has happened. So for example, my first bias that I'm looking for is shorting down to this level to then look for a bounce to the upside. If that does not happen, I can see these lows being ran on, and then we push higher one more time, grabbing this high. We then see that turtle soup manipulation at the highs, and then I will short this all the way down to here. So that is it for gold. Now Euro odd has been consolidating. However, I believe that we are very close to setting up for a nice trade that could give us around 250 pip move. And we've got this range here. We pushed up. Remember last week is what I said. Holding above this area up here was key to look for longs. However, it didn't. It just, look what happened. We built this liquidity. We pushed. This is why we wait for the first confirmation. We've got this liquidity building in here. We push down, we push up. Now, as what we want to see in order to get long is that drop down, holding this range that we've got here, pushing higher again. That would be our invalidation. However, that did not happen. We've seen a break of structure, and look what we're seeing now. If we go to the 1 hour time, 4 hour time frame, this is what we call bearish displacement. See, we've rejected, we're below this box that we had, which was a key level. It cannot hold above. And what is it doing? Wicks up, it drops. It wicks up, it drops. Look what this last 4 hour candle done. Just so you can see clear. We run this candle range high and we have rejected it. It has failed to close above. So I believe that we are ready for a short. Obviously, it depends where the market opens. If the market opens down here, I will not be getting in a short. If the market opens roughly where we are here, I will get in a short with my stop above this previous high, because that was manipulation. Price should not go any higher than that if the market is moving down, because we ran this high and we are starting to reject. That will give us a nice reward of 11R. Targeting, expecting by the end of the week for the market to sell off to this key area. We've got massive areas of liquidity in this range. I want to see those grabbed. Obviously, if I'm in a short, once these lows get taken, I'm not going to hold for that extra. I will close most of my position because the market could just wick below these lows, not touch our key area, and then move to the upside again. So I will be looking to take profit as we take these lows out. With 70 to 8% of my position, I will hold the rest. Close the, probably saying again 70-80% of what is left of this position, and then I'll just start trailing my stops because we could see a bigger aggressive move to this downside. Obviously, once we have grabbed this liquidity, we come below here. It is not normal to see an aggressive move up, and then a turnaround. I will then look to add shorts to my position to then take the rest of the move down here. So that is it for the weekly watch list. I won't go over Bitcoin, there's no need really. And remember, make sure to be following me here at TraderWolf119, where I will post updates on setups I am looking to trade this week as they are setting up on the day. Also, make sure to be subscribed to the channel, and if you got any value from this video, then make sure you hit the like and give me a comment below. I hope you all have a great trading week.